Hey, folks.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to what we're hoping is going to be season 2. If we can get off the ground. We were having a lot of technical difficulties tonight, but here we are. We're here. We did it. We made it on the air. Looks like we've got all the faces. Bigfoot is with us tonight. We've got everything here. So, welcome back. We've got a lot of exciting stuff planned tonight, and I think pretty close. We're going to get right into it. I'll keep with the channel stuff really quick. Again, next week I've got Blood and Long Roads. Lots of fun stuff planned with that. And then I believe we decided August 14th is going to be a start of a Sabbat Chronicle called Fire Dance. You Sabbat fans might know what a fire dance is. And if you don't, it's not really dancing in a fire. But anyway, that being said, since we got kind of a late start, I do want to kind of I'm gonna pass on the introductions. I think you know all these good folks well enough at this point, so I think we'll get right into it.
If we remember to, perhaps we'll sign ourselves off, hey?
Yeah, if we remember to. If we don't, if Microsoft doesn't shut down the internet tonight or something terrible. I've heard lots of rumors. So I believe we decided that you all last season, which ended for our viewers, what was it, about a couple weeks ago?
A couple weeks to a month ago, yeah.
A couple months ago, and we decided that I think some time has passed. Did we decide it was maybe a couple months?
I think about 8 months,
like a
maybe.
month.
A month.
Yeah, like a month.
Okay. So everything has, for the most part, returned to normal in Brindlewood, as normal as Brindlewood gets. But I think that we might just want to start with, and of course we don't have all of our players tonight, and that's going to be a thing. And as we're running kind of a TV series, I think that's a normal thing that's going to happen. And not every character is going to be on every show. So you have to tune in every week to see what your favorite character is up to. You know what I mean? So let's start with what each of you as characters has been up to in the past month. And let's start. Let's start with Bryn.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah, as you put something into your mouth.
that's okay. It's
perfect,
just
yeah.
water. It takes. It's a
Phrasing.
simple thing to swallow. It's not gonna get better from here. We're
No.
done. We're done with this.
You guys, you are feeding me. You have to stop.
So, Bryn did. I actually wrote down at one point what Bryn did, but I think I remember it all off the top of my head because it wasn't that much. That whole thing was a lot for Bryn. As far as we know, she's led a pretty relatively normal life up until this point. So she spent a good amount of time resting and recuperating. When she was, well enough to kind of sit down and chat with people, she said, "Hey, we're gonna close the shop for a week or two, and I want everyone to kind of take some time to rest and care for yourself and not worry about all this nonsense. I mean, we just stopped at the end of the world, so seems like a reasonable thing to do, to give yourself a little pat on the back and a little bit of holiday time." Bryn finally cleaned out the spare bedroom that was her uncle's office. She's now able to use that desk, and she does. She's been getting a little bit better with her telekinesis, but only a little bit. That's Bryn. That's Bryn for the month. That's a busy month in my opinion.
Well, embracing having magical powers is a pretty busy month, I would say.
I think you were going to work on your telekinesis too.
A little bit. It's not, like I said, there's mixed results, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's very good, and sometimes it's leaves something to be desired.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's switch over to Cyrena, who kind of went through some stuff last season. I guess I can use bad words.
I did go through a synonym last season.
So, folks who have viewed the show will remember that sort of as part of defeating the forces of evil, at least temporarily, Cyrena's third eye was closed, and also Cyrena discovered that some of their ancestors were kind of responsible for a lot of this. And so what's Cyrena been up to?
So Cyrena decided that she needed to go on a spiritual journey. So she, CJ, your like slight smile killed me. She went on a retreat in the middle of the desert, and she meditated and did sound baths and focused on her sight and getting in touch with the world instead of trying to lean into these satanic powers, trying to get more spiritual in that way and less ties to the bad shit that they've been dealing with. So she's been focusing more on that stuff. And she read a book. And she liked it. And she's going to read another one of them. She read the first, well, actually, I'll explain that later. But she's read a book and she liked it. So Cyrena reads now. And she knows that she can use magic. It only took an entire
Growth.
season.
And it wasn't even a young adult book. It was.
No. Well, I mean, you'll just have to find out.
YA is still
It may
reading.
or it may
I
or
mean-
may not have been a book that was published on like Amazon or one of those sites where anybody can publish their stuff. But hey, you know what? It was a recommendation.
Okay.
No
So
worries, Irena's obsessed, so she will be talking about this.
what are we talking about this? So now Asima was kind of, maybe unwittingly, a tool of the apocalypse, but now has been able to help stop that apocalypse.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So now what's been going on with Asima?
So Asma's been hanging out with Fran. And then I think Fran went and did some things so that they could learn about who they were. Now that this tremendous burden has been lifted from, this bullshit, Asma's sort of settling into kind of regaining herself again, I guess. So she's been doing a lot of gardening. She laid down her weapons, as it were, which was, kind of hard to do. I mean, she still has the sword, just not getting rid of the sword. And she's no longer summoned, which is kind of weird. So, yet she still leaves little hints and books and instructions on doing all kinds of magic that for Bryn. And and tries to be helpful. Really, really tries to be helpful as much as she possibly can. Plays music here and there. Huh?
Everyone got so wholesome over the course of a month. It's really lovely.
Isn't it though? Yeah, speaking of wholesome, Asma is holding a grudge. The whole apocalypse thing was, she almost lost her friends, her love, her house, the planet she happens to be on right now. And she is not forgiven hell at all, basically. Just all of them. The Shaitan, Iblis, Lucifer, whatever you all want to call him. It's done with them. So she did go here and there and go try to hunt down some devils. That's pretty much it. And then, like I said, gardening. She comes back from hunting devils. She gardens.
You're leaving Lucifer's text on red.
Yes. Reported, deleted as junk.
Who this? New number.
Yes.
So, okay. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Still has a sword, though.
Does hell have new plans? I don't know.
Fuck him.
We'll see. And then, finally, with Theo. Theo is still in town.
Yeah.
Has kind of fulfilled the prophecy. And did you ever tell anybody how you found the prophecy?
Nope. But it is in it's in the stuff in the shop. So there's a solid chance that Bryn would have come across it while organizing. But I'll just go ahead and share with everybody right now. It was written in glowing red text, glowing red ink on the back of a receipt from Shoney's found in the parking lot.
Shonies!
Yep.
That's a,
Of course it was.
But hey, it was glowing, like magically glowing. So clearly it meant something. But yeah, the prophecy is fulfilled, and it takes a minute for that to sink in to Theo, because for the majority of this month, I'd say like 3 out of the 4 weeks of this month's time, Theo is in the shop still, like still in that guest room, and he's spending the majority of his days pulling together the notes that he has been compiling during all these missions that we have been on for the next book, which he has titled Seven Deadly Antiquities, part of the Appalachia After Dark stories. And just changing names, adjusting things, but the same general concept of, a shop in the middle of Appalachia that, unbeknownst to the owner, housed these these world-ending artifacts. The whole, it's a whole recap. That's how he's made his living as an author, is like during this course of time as the Chosen. Everything that he's had to encounter, everything he's had to fight, he's documented, changed it, and it's been pretty successful. So this was the final, not the final, but this was the next step. So 3 out of the 4 weeks has been that, writing it, and it's been sent in to the editor. He's been getting his stuff together to continue the book tour soon. But, in this last week, it probably actually has sunk in of, okay, cool. The thing that I have spent the last 20 years doing has culminated. Never really, he always, when this started, Theo expected, okay, going to make sure everything returns to the shelf, is safe on the shelf, stays there. There was never an option to destroy all of the things and thus break the cycle.
Right.
So I think this particular morning, Theo is in the shop downstairs, like with the instant coffee, pondering to himself, unless Bryn happens to come downstairs, that where he currently is in that life trajectory.
I think, if we have a minute here with that, I think that there's probably some time where Theo's able to just kind of sit and ponder. But there's a moment there where he's already made his coffee. It seems. There's a moment there where a small plate slides across the from behind, slides across the front desk, and it's not front desk but till. There's an American word for that. I don't know what it is.
Counter.
The counter.
The counter, yes. Slides
The
across
cash
counter
register.
from behind, and it's just like a cinnamon bun, and not like a homemade cinnamon bun, like one of the ones where you pop open the thing and you pop them all in the oven and they bake themselves. It's a Pillsbury cinnamon bun, just to be very clear. I don't think Bryn's much of a cook.
Oh, jeez.
Have you been up long?
Last few hours or so. Didn't even hear you come down. Sorry.
No, that's fine. And Bryn kind of goes to that little bit back behind the counter where they've got all the tea and their own kettle on, and they'll start fixing themselves a cup of tea, and they say, "Do you need a refresh on that coffee?"
Sure, yeah. I've been up just starting planning out the rest of the book tour for a bit, so I could use the refresh.
Yeah, I bet. And they'll kind of lean over, grab the mug, bring that around as well. Just planning the book tour then?
Yeah. I got the next book all written up, sent over to the editor. So hopefully that can get announced sometime during. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's amazing how. I don't know. You write so fast.
It kind of helps that we just spent the last couple months or so actually doing the stuff that I wrote about. so I don't have to come up with all of it and figure like, oh, how's this supposed to work? It's a lot of dictation at that point.
I guess, but I mean, I could write it and it would come across as cliff notes, I think. So there's still got to be some work, right?
There's there's dialogue, there's establishing character connections that may or may not actually have existed in the first place, because I gotta put my fictional characters in place of everybody else that's here. Gotta craft relationships and whatnot. Whatever's going on between Fran and Asuma made for some good B plot in the book, though. That was some good background.
Yeah, that was unexpected. And I feel like Bryn at this point gets a little bit impatient in waiting for the kettle to go. So she's just hold on. I'm gonna concentrate on this for a second.
Sorry, CJ. You might be a little bit quiet.
Yeah, I
compared
did
to-
see that. I've
Okay.
bumped my gain up as far as it'll go.
Okay.
So we're gonna see how that
give it a go.
goes. Let us chat. Let us know if I mean, short of eating my microphone, I'm not sure what else I can do, but I will try everything. So
Sure. So
you're
so
gonna
you
get,
were
you're gonna get podcasting, CJ. No, but no. So Bryn just says, just let me concentrate on this for a second, and I think for flavor purposes, successfully does manage to concentrate hard enough to heat their coffee and their tea. He goes, better, much easier.
you're actually getting the hang of that.
Well, I was going to buy a Zojirushi, but this is cheaper, and she says
Telekinesis
that,
is cheaper than a new machine.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're pricey.
Sure.
And she'll kind of like lean, if you're sitting facing toward the counter, she'll stand next to you and lean back against the counter holding her mug. Well, I'm excited for you, but it's gonna be weird. I'm not alone. I can't say I'm alone here. It's just gonna be weird with you gone, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'll certainly circle back through here since, I still have ownership in the shop and whatnot. I want to make sure everybody's doing all right. I still tour through here anyway. With the new book coming out, I'll be back through here.
Can't be
But
an
yeah, I mean,
absentee owner, of course not.
I sort of was for the longest time. But I imagine you've got the shop in hand, same as you did.
Well, I feel better about it now than I did. What about you? How are you feeling about everything?
Well, I'm kind of glad to be getting back to the tour, because I am not 100% sure on what to do next, to be honest.
You mean other than a national book tour?
Yeah,
You mean?
I mean, I spent the last 20 years checking in on this. Well, it took me a bit to figure out what it meant. So I guess technically the last 15 years, but the last 20 years to figure out like what this was that I was supposed to be doing with this prophecy, keeping everything in order, looking it over. And I never considered a future or a situation where the things that I was supposed to be keeping safe on that shelf would just be gone and destroyed.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, in terms of, safety of all mankind and whatnot, it's a great thing, but
I wasn't asking about all of mankind,
that's fair. There's not really a prophecy if those things don't exist.
Right. Which means you don't have a bunch of artifacts to watch over anymore.
Right. It's true.
Was that
I've kind of been doing all this writing and touring and whatnot as a part of that.
oh Do you think you won't have anything new to write about after this? Because I somehow doubt that.
I'm sure I could find some stuff. It's just that was a major drive for me. That was a major driving point, and it allowed me to do a lot of things like, you know, my neat little pen trick and the whole not dying thing. So what exactly happens now?
It's a great question. I mean, I think I spent a lot of my life wondering that. Maybe there's not an answer, or I don't know. And Bryn will pause for a second, kind of thinking, and like, sip her tea, and she says, maybe the answer is what happens now is whatever you want.
That's an expansive concept.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't have a prophecy telling them what their purpose is. So, what is this, sort of a treasure the time you had with it? I don't know. I'm definitely not chosen or anything like that.
I mean, you were chosen for something. You got the shop left to you for a reason.
True. Yeah. All right. Fair play. And I'm happy about it. Yeah, I'm glad I'm here. There's always a place for you here. And if we get anything weird while you're gone, I'll let you know so you can write about it.
I appreciate that. I can, hell, yeah. Shoot me a text or whatnot. I'm sure that there's a 50-50 shot that I've run into any of the stuff that you might run into. Give you
That's true.
whatever information I know about it if you got some weird shit running around the shop again.
Well, I can definitely use valuable insight because this time last year I wasn't entirely sure that I thought magic existed. So,
Look at you now.
well, yeah, you know.
Going all Carrie with the tea kettle, minus
I
the
hope not.
blood and murder though.
I was hoping for something a little more dignified than Carrie, but that's fair, I guess.
Ah, she's the hero of that story.
That's fair. I'm going to need a couple of good book recommendations, I think.
I will-
I feel like this is a great dramatically appropriate time for
Sure.
me to walk through the door
100%.
at noon, listening to those lovely, lovely bells chime from nowhere. Probably not actually noon, if I'm being completely honest, because I feel like you guys are early risers.
It's probably
Or maybe not.
before noon, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
maybe like just before.
Whatever.
It's always noon in my head.
Whatever. It's always noon in Serena's head. Oh. That's fair.
It's noon somewhere, right?
That's couldn't be truer.
But Cyrena walks through the door and she's like, seems even more floaty than normal, the way that she's walking. And she says, "Did I hear you needed a book recommendation?"
You're back. How was... You look like you got some sun.
Yeah, nice and refreshed.
It was heaven. I feel like I have never felt before. I feel completely enlightened and like nothing could possibly shake me anymore. After everything we've been through, I think I've come to peace. And I don't have the synonyms anymore. I can see again. I have my sight.
Should I tell her?
Nah.
Nothing. That's great.
Oh,
I'm really happy
but-
for you.
You wanted a book recommendation.
I do. Are
I
you giving
I
me
wrote. I did. I have a recommendation. It was recommended to me.
Have you read it?
I did. I read it. It took It took me that doesn't matter. I did read it and it was phenomenal. It was the first book in don't mind me. I definitely didn't write this down in my journal.
No, you're fine. Hey, I'm proud of you for getting into it.
Do
It
you
was
want a
the
cup of tea? Or no, you don't like tea. Do you want some coffee? Do you like tea? Do you want some tea? Great.
sure.
I was just
I
gonna
think-
turn
yeah.
around and
She just very obviously like the brain is trying to compute and the question's like short circuiting because she's like, wait,
do I
Do I
like
like
tea?
she's like, is this who I am now? I'm a changed woman.
So what's this book here that's
sorry.
caught your eye?
So it's called or the series is called Smoky Mountains at Twilight, but it was the first book in that series.
I've never heard of that. Have you?
Huh. Did you like it?
It was really good. It was very imaginative. It reminds me of whenever you talk about the books that you write, it's kind of similar actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely sounds similar.
Yeah. I wonder, have you read it before, Theo? Did you get inspiration from it?
Other way around.
Oh, wait. That's not the original book?
It's certainly their first book in their series. That is a fan fiction of my series.
I don't know what.
So sometimes people like the work that they're reading or watching or whatnot, but they wish that other stuff had happened. They wish that like certain characters had done certain things. It's usually relationship stuff. And so like they put together people in their heads of like, oh no, I think these two people should have been together and done this. And sometimes they create their own stories with it. And this person put out a self-published book series about it.
So their entire friend group isn't just a polycule?
Not the way I wrote it,
Oh,
but
It
I
wasn't-
respect their opinion on the
was-
matter.
they're as much.
Probably not.
Don't read that book, Bryn. It's a great book.
Hey,
But now
if that sort of thing interested you, and Bryn will like slide a mug of tea over to Cyrene and say, new blend, by the way, give it a shot. If that was something you enjoyed, great. And also, I probably have a couple of recommendations that you might like.
I think this made me enjoy reading, if I'm being completely honest. So I will take any recommendations that you might have. Theo, you did not hear that.
No, I
And forget that we had this conversation.
for what it's worth, I did not have the legal team of the publisher try to stop them, so it's fair game. I don't mind it. They changed enough stuff. They're creative writers on their own. It's just it's interesting to see what other people consider should happen in a book. But if that is the stuff that you were interested in, then I'd say go with whatever Bryn's about to recommend you. My stuff doesn't have a whole lot of that in it. Some of it, not a whole lot of it.
Although you might like to compare and contrast the two if you enjoyed it so much.
That's true.
But
You
if
might be
that's the
surprised
sort
at who
of-
actually did wind up together.
Hey, do you have any book recommendations for Cyrena, Theo?
Not in that particular genre,
Fair enough. I'll
but
Do you have any
means-
book recommendations for Bryn, Theo?
also not in that genre.
I
I wasn't
No,
saying
I was
that,
asking
Theo,
all of
but
y'all.
that's not what I was saying. But if that's where your mind went, Theo, that's
I'm gonna go
I'll-
get you those books, and Bryn just beelines out of the room.
Asuma's
and-
been sort of like hanging by, and it's like I. have
Your
book
Ood is still in the
recommendations.
shop.
Yeah,
I like the idea of Asuma popping up like that office meme where what's her face is just there and Dwight turns and he's like, fuck.
it's kind of like that. It's totally like that. Yeah. So I have book recommendations.
Oh Jesus! I imagine you do. You've read through a whole library, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So first recommendation. Ask her on a date, please.
I ain't read that one.
I know that's the problem.
All right.
Yeah. But okay, I'll be more obvious. Kama Sutra. You know, you never mind. Never mind. If you have not figured it out at this point, you don't deserve to. Hi, Cyrena.
Huh?
How are you?
Absolutely blissful.
How's the reading?
Fantastic. Thank you for the recommendation, by the way.
Anytime.
So you, Asma, you've read that book too?
Yeah.
Did you know that it was a fan fiction of my book?
I figured it was.
No.
I mean, it was all right. Like you said, I read a lot.
That's fair.
I think you're a better writer, honestly.
Well, thank
But-
you, Asma. I appreciate that.
Yes, anytime. I like that you have this whole world that you see in front of you, and you just miss the things that are just really, really, why you should be here.
Okay, there it is.
So that you can make some more things. It's great.
All right.
It's great.
Well, that is a long way from throwing a mailbox at me. So I will take that as a compliment that it is.
I have actually read all of your books, and I did really like them. And the only reason I threw things at you was I just wanted to see what you were. Like your aura was different.
Fair enough. I imagine you can only write about so many things that seem familiar before you start to tip folks off.
At this point, I think Bryn comes back in, and like a little less gently than not like aggressively, but a little less gently than the plate that was set in front of Theo earlier, is one of those larger serving plates with all of the rest of the cinnamon buns on it. Just thump. And then she goes, and Cyrena, and holds up 2 books and goes, this is sort of like what you've been reading, and this is a transition into heavier fiction that you might like. If you don't, no big deal, but here, keep it as long as you like.
How many pages are in them?
I will say the one is quite thin. The one that is more like what you've been reading is quite thin, and then the other one is not like War and Peace. It's I'm imagining. I didn't decide what Bryn has recommended to Cyrena, but I'm imagining this is like Akotar length or something.
Okay, I was just thinking because I'm sorry. Very brief side note. I'm on the 3rd book of the Crescent City series, and it's 835 pages long, and like all the other ones have been so far. So I've read 1,600 pages plus.
Goodness.
And, Cyrena doesn't read. I am devouring books right now, and I have been this entire year.
I feel like it's not massive, but it's a chunk bigger than the other one that Bryn has brought you. And
Cyrena takes them and like looks at the back.
I mean, I will also say, this is maybe CJ bleeding a little into Bryn here, but like, Bryn definitely has the pretty versions of these books.
course.
You've got the sprayed edges. Maybe there's
Yeah.
some foiling. Like, love it. That's definitely more
It's
CJ than Bryn.
tasteful
But you know
smut.
what? Oh no, the second one's not smut. Only one of them's smut. And I don't
Oh.
think that they make deluxe smut books, but maybe
They
that's a
do.
market that's underserved. Oh,
They do.
we know the answer to this. Grand. Circling back. Oh wow. That's a whole
Folks,
world
if you're
I'm
looking
talking about.
for recommendations on deluxe smut, please continue to tune in to.
Clearly.
DM me
we'll
privately for recommendations on deluxe smut.
We'll do Bryn's
Join the
book
Beloved
corner.
Nerds Discord channel to ask about deluxe smut.
I'm
Appropriately.
fascinated, and I will have to follow up on this when we're not currently on air playing a game.
Oh goodness.
Not like because I just want to know. I just want to know. I'm curious.
Oh, I can show you pictures.
Thanks.
While this smut talk is going on, I'll just actually
That
turn
was
to.
out of character.
Was it? Was it?
I don't know anymore.
The bleed is real.
Yeah. Yes. While it's going on, I'll pivot to Asama who can go just to account for the people that are not on screen. How's Fran healing up in there, pointing at the ood?
Very well. Very, very well.
Oh, wonderful. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And she and Pearl went through the ringer with all that. So
I heard Pearl went to I think that if Cyrena tries to talk about any of the details in any of these shorter books, Bryn's like, yeah, anyway. And he's, I heard Pearl went to a retreat as well, and kind of looks back to Cyrena as well. Although, I think she returned a little bit earlier. Haven't heard from her
Huh?
yet.
Well.
But she seems to be doing okay.
look, like I said, that was a hell of a time. So I'm surprised to see people as soon as I have at this point, in all honesty.
Yeah, well, I'm happy, but I definitely want everyone to take whatever time they need. Everybody.
Likewise. Well, I'll let the two of you know. We can let the others know, or you can let the others know, depending on when I see them. But I'm probably heading back out for the rest of the book tour in like the next, I don't know, week or so, maybe. I got to like go head out west to finish that tour, and then maybe even announce the new book while I'm out there. But I will be back around this way. I've already assured Bryn. Next book tour is looping back through here, same as always. I want to check on y'all on the shop and as it stands. But yeah, might be taking off in a little bit.
It's all right. We'll enjoy having your company while we can, right?
I'll provide as best I can.
Every minute you possibly can.
Do you ever need any help on your tours? Like anybody to come along with you?
I mean, usually I wind up having people in the area that like to help out with stuff. But I mean, hey, if y'all ever feel like taking a road trip with me, then certainly can. Again, it's a lot of just, it's a lot of driving. It's a lot of hotels. It's a lot of sitting in bookstores waiting for people to show up.
Maybe you should get a
That's
bigger
what
car.
Bryn does all day anyway. Well, not
That's
a
right.
bookstore, but
Right.
an antique
And
shop.
yeah, and then it's a lot of hearing me read the same chapter of the book over and over again in every city.
Well, maybe we can all stop by when you're somewhere nearby. That'd be nice.
Yeah, why not? That'd be great.
I'm gonna. Well, I've got Cyril's office done. My office. I've got my
Your
office
office.
done. Strikes me there's a few more rooms here. I'm a little concerned about what might pop up.
More secrets.
But hey,
Well,
we've got a good group here. And Bryn kind of does one of those to you two, Asuma and Cyrena, we'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. We are very capable people.
Yeah.
And super powerful and magical and
Mhm.
everything. And we all have a very bright light inside of us that shines so high into the sky, and nobody will ever be able to staunch that. And no artifacts will be able to staunch that either.
Right. And you and Bryn really like each other.
Cyrena, and
I think I'll get along just fine while I'm out. Don't you worry.
we'll be fine. How do you like the new tea blend, Cyrena?
She does sip it and she's like, I think that I like it. What is it?
Really simple, actually. It's a spiced rooibos. So it's a red tea. And how much detail do you want?
I don't even know what red tea means, but it does taste nice, so I'll take that. That's
Means
fine.
it's red.
And I do
It's a little
actually,
more nuanced than that.
as part of the retreat, I did learn to read tea leaves too now. So
Hey,
I could
new
Well,
skills.
neat.
do that for you. I prefer my cards, obviously. But
There's nothing wrong with branching out.
Absolutely.
also, I have runes now as well.
Runes.
I have truly broadened my horizons.
Well, you've just gone
I
all
have
in.
reached the crest of my humanity and I'm moving towards the higher self. That's what they taught me.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
great.
And I don't need the family ties with any demons or devils anymore. Because that's absurd.
I mean,
Exactly.
I learned that word from the book.
Y'all gonna forward your own paths at this point going forward.
Get rid of things that don't serve us.
Exactly.
I think that's
We can
right.
burn them.
Sure. That sounds a lot more exciting.
Just never underestimate the power of the devil. That's the thing you got to remember.
Clearly.
I think that my family understood that very well.
I don't think so.
Well, they found out late, but
But did you?
I'm a reforged woman now. I
believe
have
that.
cut my ties.
Inshallah.
Nothing bad could happen again with that particular situation.
I like the
And-
caveat. That was that's
And
great.
to segue that, because Keeper, I've noticed we have gone for quite some time. I want to use a chosen move while I still have chosen moves. Apparently,
Oh yeah. Go ahead, because I was about to segue.
well, I think this will help you with that. It's Destiny's Plaything, which is at the beginning of a mystery. Roll plus weird to see what's going to be revealed about my immediate future.
Okay.
I'm gonna piggyback and do my my premonition.
So that is a -1, so that's a 5. So I mark an experience, and also on a miss, something bad is going to happen to you.
Okay.
This is fine.
So you get no. I'm trying to recall. So it gives you no information then.
It doesn't really specify. It says on a 10+, you reveal a useful detail. On a 7 and 9, I get a vague hint. On a miss, something bad is going to happen to you.
Something
So I
bad
guess
is
I
going
might
to
get
happen.
information about what's going to happen to me, but maybe within the larger scale of things.
Okay.
Do you get XP for that 5?
Yeah, I do. I marked one already. But you also don't necessarily have to tell me. It doesn't really specify that you have to tell me.
Yeah. I'm trying to think exactly how I might put this. Yeah, you get kind of the sense like the sense of someone, of you trying to take something from somebody and they don't want you to take it, and they throw a punch at you.
Huh.
So it's bad, but strangely not as, I mean, you've been through worse. Like a month ago, like much worse. So
I just sort of sit there as this like image just forms in my mind, and it's one of those images that I can't tell if it's like I can't necessarily discern what it means, and it has no context. So just like, and I will keep that to myself for now. But we'll let you do whatever you got to do.
okay. So yeah. So Megan, were you going to Cyrena, I should say?
Yes. Yeah, I am gonna do my sight. Ooh. So that's 17, which go away. Or premonition, sorry. Sight on a 10 plus, you get a detailed vision. Okay, cool. And I did roll a 10 plus, I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? I rolled a 10. I don't know where I got 17 from. I think I did.
That's a
10.
lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I added
pretty incredible.
the, like, weird that I rolled to 10 because my brain is in D&D mode still from default. So sorry, it is a 10, which still on a 10 plus, or a 10 or more, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen, and then take one forward to prevent it from coming true. Mark experience if you stop it.
Okay. So, yeah, you see, it's a little vague, but you see what, and maybe it's a factor of the vision kind of coming back to you, but you see a brightly lit hall, and appears to be a lot of like little people coming out of boxes, and a crowd fighting. In a lot of like kind of unidentifiable attire. They're like, they're all dressed like strangely to you.
So brightly lit hall. Within the brightly lit hall, there's a bunch of tiny people coming out of boxes.
Yes.
So
And
there's
then,
just, like,
then
a bunch
also
of
there's a
boxes,
bunch of people just like fighting.
and they are not the tiny people.
No.
So there's tiny people, and then there's big people. The big people are wearing weird clothes and they're fighting, and then the tiny people are coming out of the boxes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Cyrena just like, she's drinking the tea and everything, and just like after she finishes her last swig, she's swirling around the leaves, and then she just like fully stops and like stares very pointedly into the cup, like eyes wide, and it becomes just whites, and she just completely zones in for a second, and then like blinks and sets her cup down. Just like, good tea.
Would you see, Stevie? Would you see, Stevie?
It's not gonna make a lot of sense, but, and I will relay what I saw in the most Cyrena fashion possible.
You mean like leprechauns or like tiny people?
just tiny people.
Yeah, the vision was not entirely clear on that.
Yeah, it was
It just
kind of.
looked like little people.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
They were coming out of boxes. Oh my gosh, do we have action figures?
Dolls.
Oh no! Ah,
Dolls.
I mean,
There's
somewhere in here, there's got to
I
be
love dolls.
dolls, army men.
There are
action
lots of dolls in
figures,
here.
there's
Oh,
We
of course there are.
more backstock than I know what to do with, and at this point, I just thought that my uncle collected a lot of things to maybe sell eventually, but now I'm sort of starting to worry.
It's an antique shop. People are gonna donate and sell plenty of their weird shit from their childhood, and dolls are among them.
And of course, it's highly likely that some of them are possessed or,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
soul dolls or.
Wish you hadn't said that, but you're probably right.
I mean, come on. Y'all didn't think that was the first thing y'all thought.
I was avoiding it.
can I just say for
Okay.
one moment that the visions that I have are supposed to help prevent things from happening. So maybe we should avoid trying to open doors that might lead to a bunch of scary dolls.
I mean, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
That's certainly a good idea. It's hard to know that when you don't know where they are, but definitely worth keeping in mind.
Almost prophetically,
If you don't say.
as you say, open doors. The door to the shop opens, and I'm assuming the shop is open, right? Like it's.
Cyrena walked in, so it had to be.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean it's open.
That's fair.
I learned
You know,
how to
Sarina
pick
just-
locks.
I kind of figured Cyrena just walks in when they want, but
I just walk through the door. I don't even open
yeah.
it.
So, a person comes in who appears to be what would look like a kind of a teenage girl, kind of a Wednesday Addams vibe, like Doc Martens, striped tights, black skirt, kind of a leather jacket on, and but very, very nervous looking, and kind of looks around and is like, I'm sorry, was I interrupting something?
No, no, sorry. Bryn will kind of step around the counter. No, just a couple of friends spending some time together. Very little work to do and a lot of staff. What can I do for you?
Right. This is gonna be like a really weird question, but are you all like for hire?
And Bryn will like look over her shoulder for a second, but I'm sorry. I don't. Do you mean to sell things or Cyrena does
I do
fortunes?
readings.
I don't know if we've done appraisals here or not, but I guess we could do that.
or am I misunderstanding?
No, like more like I think you all like all that weird stuff. Like, didn't you all stop that?
Oh,
Well,
kind of looks again at at everyone. I guess yeah, we did.
we had a hand.
We helped.
Sorry, was that a secret?
No, no.
How did you know that? Like,
I have visions.
Oh, you've potentially come to the right place.
right?
You have the sight?
I don't know about all that. I just like sometimes I see things.
Right. Shit.
Sometimes I can like make a plant grow.
Tea or something.
I don't know. Like sometimes I've heard maybe I'm related to some old witches or something. I don't know, but like
What's your last name?
oh, I'm sorry. My name's Reagan Pierce.
Was there a Pierce in the text that we were reading last season about the different families here and the magics and whatnot? Keeper.
And it also
I think yes, but it might have been one of the more minor families. There
Okay.
were like a whole bunch of them, but like obviously the three big ones are the ones that you all kind of remember more.
Yeah. Yeah, totally, because that is yeah, we read through a lot of them, and obviously we were only focused on a few of them. I was curious if like Pierce was a name that meant something to us at the moment. All right. So with that, well, Reagan, so you've had a vision about us dealing with things a month ago.
Right. And so like I feel like something really bad's gonna happen. Do you guys ever
All
have that
the
happen?
time.
Yep. Daily.
Yes,
well, not so much
Cyrena,
lately, though.
Cyrena definitely gets it.
hmm I actually just had one. What was yours?
It's more like just a feeling. Like it's like this time it's just like a feeling. Like the last one, I think I saw, I don't know, like you guys were like, y'all were like fighting some kind of I don't know, like a cowboy with wings and like a dinosaur with a cowboy hat too.
Yeah, it was
It's all the cowboys. I don't know. It was weird.
It's a regional thing.
Sorry, let me just clarify here. You get feelings that something bad is going to happen, which we hear you, definitely. But you wanted to hire us?
And you also have visions of us doing things.
Right. So I feel like if I feel like something bad's going to happen, maybe it's like y'all that can figure out what it is or like stop it.
Hold up. Can I just see something? Can I try something?
Yeah. Well, what are you doing?
I'm pinching your cheek. I'm looking in your eyes, going, Frager. Frager.
There's
you?
no reason why not to check that, honestly. At this point.
I mean.
No, you're right.
Gesundheit? Like what do I say?
Nope, I think that was the answer she was looking for, right, Asima?
Yeah.
Great.
Well, it could be, but we could do a test.
Okay.
What kind of test?
It's just a little demon test.
First things first. Before we get to the test, what exactly did you want to hire us for?
So I like I said, like I don't know. I got a really bad feeling about this town. Like something's going to happen. I think it's going to be today.
You got any more specifics?
It's Wednesday. Not you. I mean, isn't it Wednesday?
No, wow, no, not like that. Like, I don't know. Like, so y'all have you all like so in the vision I had like there were some things, right? There were like these objects, these weird little things, like a stick or something, and like some gold or something. And I think you all like blew them up, or I it came in kind of bits and pieces. But like, you think if like even if you blew them up, like they could like leak or something?
I'm not sure.
I'd say yes.
I see no reason why they couldn't.
If I were a
Um,
gambling person,
I was
I'd
thinking about it.
definitely
Like
put
I
my
was
money
in
on that happening.
right. I was in chemistry class the other day, and I was thinking about this. You know how like if you pour like water or something like, and it goes on the ground and it kind of spreads out, or like gasoline, right? Like you know, like if it evaporates, like eventually, like it won't be as explosive, but you know it's still there, and you don't want to light a match. Like what if like that stuff you all broke was like that? Like maybe that's what's I don't
You
know.
mean in the cemetery? I mean,
I don't know about any cemetery.
oh, we probably should have consecrated the ground before we left.
well, that's certainly something that we could look into. I mean, does that require a demon test, or is this something that we can just look into?
Oh, I think we should look into her and see if she's a demon.
That's
I mean, I don't think I'm a demon.
That's good. All right.
Would you know that?
She
I
might.
could try. So I just want to roll weird for like a little spell, like
Okay.
throwing some pixie dust on her or something. All right, so I'm rolling weird. Oh, that is a 14.
Okay. Yeah, this person doesn't like burst in flame or manifest or anything. They do not appear in any way to be a demon.
All right. Do they appear to be human?
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, she passed the test.
All right. Well, look, I don't want to keep you if you really don't know anything else. But
do you,
go ahead.
that's it. Do you have any idea like where this thing might have happened? Like any kind of clue into where we could at least look?
I'm not very good at like these visions, but like if the thing I'm thinking is right, wouldn't it be? I feel like it would be connected to something that like one of those things, right? Like so, like the going back to the gas thing. Like if it were gas, it would smell like gas, right?
Sure,
Does that make
but
sense? Am I making sense?
it does. But I don't know if it. I don't know what we'd be looking for that smells.
Right. So it would be like, I guess like it would be like something maybe related to one of these things that I don't know what those things were.
Yeah. Here, try this. Tell these three, and I'm pointing to like to Bryn and Serena and Osmond. Tell these three exactly what your vision was, like just word for word, because they've had to parse through like the nonsensical to find the sensical plenty in this.
Thank you, Theo. I feel like that's a compliment.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I
You'll
saw.
be able to take notes then, right? For your books.
Exactly.
I saw like the town and some kind of like a big room. I think there were some boxes and some I think there were books, and a lot of people dressed strangely. It was really cloudy, like the kind of hazy, but I think that was just the vision, right? But then like everybody, like, it was like they wanted something, and they were like fighting over what they wanted. Does that make any sense?
I had the same vision. Almost exactly.
You know what, Keeper? Since unless either you three have an idea about what this might be connected to, I think I might actually have a move that could help here.
I think Bryn says, because I totally didn't realize I was muted, sorry. Bryn just goes, people fighting over what they wanted. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It says a couple different ways.
It feels like a greed thing, but we dealt with that.
Moreover, those
Hey, the
folks
bad
came to us.
smell? Did you mention a smell? I mean, smell of burning syrup is definitely a thing.
Or sulfur?
Well, I was talking about when I talked about smell, I was talking about gasoline, but now that you mention it, it did smell a little bit like I don't know, like fried food and like sweat.
Like people burning.
No, not like people, like French fries and hot dogs and pizza, and like maybe people that are sweaty.
Like in a kitchen.
Or in a theme park.
Yeah. Well, there was that place on top of the funicular.
See, that's the thing, is we got so many different options here.
Well, and it was hazy too, not just for me. So I kind of wonder if that's part of it. Like,
I am going to try this move to narrow it down because it does sound like at least 3 different options of places.
And this is obviously also a teenage girl that doesn't understand their own visions, trying to
Of course.
explain.
mhm.
So it is deliberately vague. So use
Sure.
any moves at your
Yeah.
at your disposal to try to figure this out, please.
I have a very specific move for this. It's a move that I pulled from another playbook, Dark Past, which has to do with recalling information based on my past experiences. So if this is tied directly to us, I think I might be able to narrow it down. I'm trawling through my memories for something relevant to the case, so I'm going to roll plus weird. Oh, amazing. It's a 12 minus 1 for 11.
Nice.
So it says I can ask 2 questions from the list below.
Okay.
So I'm going to modify this one because one of the questions is, do I know anyone who might be behind this? So I'm going to ask, do I know what might be behind this?
I would say that the easy answer to this is that it does remind you, like, the vibe you're getting is the greed token.
So from the amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then I guess the second question I'll ask from this list is, do I know anything that could help us in this instance? Like, I guess beyond the obvious of we just go there.
Well,
Or
so the operative thing that you're thinking of is that you destroyed the greed item.
Mhm.
So it can't be that. But could there be anything related to that? Is kind of the like, is it, like, is there something else that might relate to that
Okay.
item?
Yeah. And I'm thinking about like that whole bucket full of coins and whatnot. And so thinking on that and coupling it with this girl very specifically talking about the dinosaur in the hat. I'll just say, oh, the thing that jumps out to me the most with people fighting over stuff, even though I don't think about books and whatnot regards to this, is the theme park. Before y'all like teleported out with that token, people were flooding towards us to get that thing.
What are you talking about?
Couldn't have been the kiss. Couldn't have been the Hershey's kiss. Nope.
No.
Had to be the dinosaur.
Oh, but we destroyed that. We destroyed that particular animatronic, as far as I'm aware.
I'm
What,
so glad
like-
that I was not there for that.
What theme park, like Dollywood or?
No.
Sorry, I'm just kind of interested because, like, I really would like to. These things are weird, and I just really I want to get better at it.
Honestly, a lot of the getting better at it. Why am I giving advice? This isn't my field. Serena, like, is there anything like way of getting better at this, or is it just sort of like do it over and over again?
You and I can have a long talk after we figure this out.
It's a skill. You get a teacher, you practice, you learn how to do it. You got to practice. You got to keep doing it.
You just have to figure out how to hone your particular skills.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like that's what I'm asking. Is Dollywood evil?
It ain't Dollywood. It is, and I recite the
No.
name of the theme park that I've already forgotten from last season.
It could be considered a holy place almost. Dollywood is Dollywood.
Dollywood is and I have to look up the name of the place too. The place was called.
I just kept calling it Five Nights at Freddy's as a joke because of the animatronics.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
remember what it was
pretty good.
actually called.
The park was called Tennessee Big Splash.
Tennessee Big
Right.
Splash.
So, like, weird stuff happened at Tennessee. That was what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to rely on you all for this. I don't think I was well.
I was out as well, but when you guys went before, was it hazy or?
I don't
Well-
recall it being too terribly hazy, though. I guess when a couple things caught fire, there was smoke.
There's a lot of smoke.
Were there any tiny things running around, or weirdly just people fighting at that time?
No.
People
just
weren't fighting yet.
What do you mean, like, tiny things?
like
Tiny
tiny
people.
people. Like our tiny Yeti friend. I kind of miss him.
Well,
Tiny.
Were they hairy? Were the tiny people hairy?
No, I'm talking about the vision that, I mean, both of us had a very similar vision where there were like tiny people getting out of boxes.
Oh, like I saw boxes, but I don't remember any.
Oh, you
tiny-
didn't see tiny people?
The tiny people. Oh,
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 you said it was like Tennessee Big Splash, right?
mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You been there?
Yeah, I don't like to go there. I don't like to
Why?
get a lot of sun.
That's fair.
Oh.
yeah.
But like, oh, this is totally awesome. Like, hear
Do
me
you
out.
write fanfic?
No,
Oh.
but like, I think I might know. I have an idea.
All right.
All
Right.
right.
So you all said that like you fought or you did something at the Tennessee Big Splash. There was somebody after some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that place is like always releasing like garbage, like popcorn buckets and dumb T-shirts and like plushies and whatever, but like the only thing I can think about is that like the Comic-Con today over in Gatlinburg, there's like they're releasing a bunch of these like little like Funko Pops for the park.
Oh no, no,
Is that
no,
bad?
they're not.
What is that? The Smoky Mountain Fan Fest?
I don't know. I kind of stay away from those places.
Fair enough. Well,
A little weird to me there.
Dolls.
I guess the question then becomes: is this going to be at the convention or is it going to be at the theme park?
Well, I don't think they're going to the theme park until after the convention or something.
Wow.
You'd have to check at the convention, but the convention's today.
I guess we're going to a convention.
That does seem to be something to look into, though it doesn't exactly prevent the whole door opening.
Wait, we're going to Comic Con? Comic Con? Comic Con? What's it called?
Yeah. I think the formal name is the Smoky Mountain Fan Fest or whatever the hell it was I said earlier. Yeah.
All right.
Which, just for the hell of it, I looked up and there is actually a Smoky Mountain Fan Fest in about a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Works for me.
Folks, sorry, or you're welcome.
Yeah. I hope it's good. Invite us.
Right. So
For people going to the Smoky Mountain Fan Fest, I apologize in advance for what is about to happen.
Uh-oh.
that's great. Love that
Enjoy
for us.
your nightmares, bitches.
All right. So I think we need to do some investigation, but thank you for coming to us. We'll do our best to
Mhm.
mitigate any potential disasters.
Maybe we'll see you at FanFest.
And you can take my card. And Cyrena just like pulls out of this little velvet pouch that she has. This little like black and gold like shiny card. And on the other side of it, there's a little symbol, and on the other side it literally is just like Cyrena's name. And that's it. There's no information.
Well, that's okay. I don't know how this works, but I'll try. All
Try putting
right.
it to your forehead.
All right. So, like, I totally
And
can't
hang.
pay you,
That's fine.
but all right. I guess I'll call you if I see anything.
Yeah.
Um,
If you
Wait. You
can
can't
watch the
pay us?
store.
You could barter. You can't pay us? Sayadina, this is why.
Why do you need money, Asuma?
No, I don't need money. Y'all probably need some money to keep this place afloat. You know, you got to pay the mortgage, the rent, whatever. You got to.
I pay that.
Okay. Well, at some point, everybody's going to have your book.
That's fair.
Eventually.
That's
Right,
why
keep
you're
writing them.
writing more books, Asuma.
I guess so. But, you know, you could watch the shop if you don't mind letting a complete stranger with a very clean aura watch your shop.
Well, I mean, we already know she's not a demon. It's all right.
Oh, I could totally do that. That would be sweet.
Do you do math?
Yeah, I can do math.
Well, if you can do math, she could probably do some alchemy too. Maybe we could give her a book and she could pick up on some alchemy. And
Did we just get an intern?
Maybe?
guess so.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Do you want to try watching the shop for a little while?
I can do that. Do you need me to do anything other than just watch, or like, do I need to dust the creepy dolls, or
Don't.
No.
No,
Maybe
not yet.
not that.
Not yet. No.
It's
Don't
all
touch-
analog. So, and she'll kind of point to a book. Well, it's not all analog, but it can be. Here, she opens it up. Just write down the cost of what someone's bought. And then in this column, you just write down what they paid. And in this column, you write down the change given. And if it's card, just write card.
Okay, I can do
and
that.
it's one of those. Have you used one of these? It pulls out probably like those little like square things. It's like it's connected to the iPad. It's fully charged. You should be fine. Just have them tap it.
Oh, I was fully not expecting that when you said analog. I was fully expecting like if they use card and they pull out the thing, yeah, it's like and it makes like the blueprint copy of it.
I
Oh
need
yeah.
you to write down their credit card information. Bryn understands that now the only people who do that are committing fraud. So-
Yeah. Write down the credit card.
God. All right. Well, it's like a 2-hour drive from here to this convention.
Okay. Oh, and Bryn will put the spare key on the counter. If you need to go home or leave for any reason, just lock up and post the key back through the mail slot.
That's right. Give Wednesday Adams the key. Nothing bad can happen.
Well, the door does need to get locked. Speaking of which,
True.
and Bryn is going to go lock the door to her house.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got that. You know,
That's
we
a separate
could
key.
ward the
Yeah.
place.
I pretty much...
Why don't you try making a ward?
You could try that.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. First, I just kind of click and closes the, because I imagine, the way I imagine this is like, till, like, the counter's here, you've got the kind of behind the counter area, there's a doorway to the, like, if you're facing the counter, there's a doorway to the left, and immediately right off of that is the staircase, but there's another door to the staircase that you can shut off. Apparently, this has been fully developed in my brain. There are several other rooms, obviously, but that's like that's how I always imagine the going up to the house bit, and then the counter area is kind of how I imagine that. So Bryn just goes, sure. Click as she shuts the door fully to the house, locks it. A ward. Yeah, all right. I'll give it a shot. I guess probably in here is the best way to do it.
Gather your materials first. Always gather your materials first.
Location, though. Yeah, definitely in here. And Bryn starts just kind of meandering around and like pulling some things out of drawers. And I guess I would like to roll weird to try to do a protection ward on the shop. Not like a forever thing. I'm thinking for the duration of the time we are gone. Let me just pull out the correct dice.
Bryn's just arming the alarm.
Yeah. We do everything magic now. Heat our tea magic. Put the security system in place magic. Alright. We are... There we go. It's been so long since I've played what constitutes as a success or failure. Sorry.
It's like-
10 plus. 7 to 9 is a success. But
Yeah, 7 to 9
plus is
success
the-
with the cost, and then 10 plus is the hey, you did something awesome, and
Yeah,
12 is where you start getting like
Gotcha. 7, by the way. Sorry.
Okay.
A success. And it's what
get a
is it?
glitch.
There's success with cost as well. That's what 4 to 6. I don't know.
7 to 9 is 7 to
Yeah.
9 is your success with the cost.
Oh,
You
word.
get
Okay, cool.
glitch.
Grand.
I don't know if Ian wants to pick the glitch.
Yeah, that's
himself.
absolutely fine. But yeah, it's a 7, so success at cost. Thank you.
yeah. Well, I think narratively, if something really tries to get in, it will probably succeed. Would be the cost here.
If
That
it's
makes sense.
not something that's kind of testing boundaries, but rather going, I'm blowing a hole in this. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Right.
narratively, I mean, it kind of depend too on what you're trying to ward against. I don't know what you're trying to ward against.
Harm.
Harm.
Irina is like watching all of this very intently. And
Yeah, I think
If
Bryn's
it's-
drawn a circle and things like that. Like,
in Cyrena, who has become more and more proficient in like barring places from bad things entering because of what she's had to deal with, will sort of do her own like sort of additive wards to Bryn's as like sort of support beams to Bryn's wards, so to speak. So trying to just like beef up the wards a little bit, especially because I chose a thing from a different playbook too called Practitioner, which is from the Spellslinger one, which allows me to choose 2 effects available to me under use magic, and I get a +1 to whenever I use either of those things. So I just want to help boost as much as I can. And I want to ward against... I can't ward against bullshit because that's too vague.
Well, I think distinctively, you guys don't know exactly what you're trying to ward against.
yeah.
Anyway, so you're just kind of trying to put up a
Fair.
general ward.
And there's nothing really that we know of at the moment that we're desperate to protect in the shop. It's just like maybe like it would be better if a teenager doesn't get murdered in my shop while I'm absent of it and they're possessing of the key. So
Yeah. Oh, can I ward the doors against animated dolls? That's what Cyrena's very upset and worried about these animated dolls, and it seems like they're not going to be here, but after the conversation of, oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of haunted dolls in the shop, Cyrena's like, fuck that. So, just gonna, like, we're not doing that. We're warding the doors against creepy dolls coming out of the doors.
But then, how will the creepy dolls that are in the store leave?
right?
They won't, man.
We're gonna come
Anyway.
back and the kid's just gonna be on top of the desk. There's just gonna be a bunch of creepy dolls like meh, meh.
Oh no, not like, I'm saying like the doors that we haven't explored yet. I want to ward those doors. Like, I'm trying to keep
I
them
know you
locked
mean
away.
like things that haven't been sorted through and like stock take and like the areas that haven't been organized by Bryn, but it just sounded so much more epic when you were like doors we haven't explored yet. I was like, that made it sound kind of magical. Love that. It's just a
Of
room full of
course.
crap.
That's how I talk about the aspects of my brain that I haven't utilized in a very long time. Doors I haven't explored.
All right. So, well, if you want to make a roll for that, go ahead.
That's better than a room full of crap. That's how I talk about the aspects of my brain I haven't used in a long time.
I'm sorry, Bryn, but I think you should go to therapy, probably.
My mind palace is Harrenhal.
I need. Okay, either mine wasn't canon or both of those were canon, and the teenager just said that. I mean, I'm willing to accept either.
All right.
Uh,
What'd you get? What'd you
I
get,
got
Serena?
I got an 11, so
Okay.
success.
Yeah, no creepy dolls getting indoors unopened.
Good. I just want to make sure that we don't come back to a shop filled with creepy dolls walking around, because now Cyrena's afraid of that. So thanks, Asuma.
Unless they're creepy level 3 dolls. I don't know. But with
Hopefully
that,
none.
What's
I,
the
in the
teenager's name
shop.
again, by the way? I know Pierce is the last name.
Reagan
Reagan.
Pierce.
Reagan.
Reagan or Raven?
Ronald Reagan Pierce.
Reagan, as in like Reagan.
Right,
yeah.
big
Okay.
Reagan, like The Exorcist.
Got it. Oh,
Um,
great.
I think
Okay.
that Bryn will turn to Reagan and be like, okay, so we've put some words up, but I wouldn't rely on it. If there's danger, leave.
Good idea.
Oh, yeah, totally. If like a lamp tries to kill me in here or something, I'm not staying.
Good, great. That's sensible. Don't be a hero. We'll see you soon.
Do lamps try to kill people here?
Yes.
Not usually.
Sometimes.
I've never had a problem with a lamp specifically.
Not yet.
Okay.
Don't scare her.
I'm not trying to. I'm being realistic. Things live in lamps.
Oh, help
You
yourselves
know?
to any tea or coffee you'd like.
Thank you.
It's right there.
All right.
Great.
And if you
Uh,
need any herbal, wait, how old are you?
Shall we go?
17?
Never mind. Okay.
We'll see you. We'll see you later. And I'll head out to my car to drive us
Okay,
to
so
Smoky Mountain Fan Fest.
If this is a 2-hour drive, shotgun, please. Thank you.
Okay.
all right, so with you all in the car, you're just probably going straight to Smoky Mountain Fan Fest.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Can we
that-
take a break?
Yes. That being said,
Okay.
that's a good place to take a couple minutes. So yeah, we will be right back to fight some Funko Pops. All right, and we're back. So, welcome back. Not sure who's out there, but I think when we left, you all were heading to the. We've decided it's Smoky Mountain with Smoky Mountain Fan Fest. Okay, good.
Mhm.
So, long drive. I guess about 2
Couple
hours.
hours, yeah.
I assume everyone was completely silent the whole way.
No conversation or
No
character progression
conversation.
whatsoever.
No conversation.
Asma sang. She's
So,
I believe
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah somehow managed. She used magic to make sure that it was specifically playing her favorite songs. So it's just like Stevie Nicks playing the entire time.
Yeah. Oh, Asma is totally cool with that and sings every single song and makes a comment that if y'all didn't notice, your ears weren't bleeding, right? You didn't have blood coming out of your eyes. Did you notice?
Yes.
I did.
I don't think that usually happens.
Oh, it used to happen when I sang.
Oh,
Oh, and you decided to just try that out just now?
while I was on the road doing
No.
60.
No, I have been busking for the past few weeks, and I noticed it then.
Oh,
I just figured it would happen. Same here. It's
Well,
okay.
Does this sounds like congratulations are in order? Yes.
It's because I'm no longer
Yeah.
a harbinger of the apocalypse
Great.
or any apocalypse.
Well, that's an improvement.
Yeah. Wow. Everyone's having such important
Personal
changes.
growth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Theo, I really think you should stick around a little bit longer so you can find out if I don't know. I don't kill Bryn. Who knows what happens? That could happen.
Planning on that, Asima?
Oh, absolutely not. But now that I'm no longer summoned, I'm unfettered.
I'm
I
pretty
have,
more
I have full
comfortable.
confidence. I have full confidence in all y'all's ability to keep yourselves in check while I'm on this tour.
I was just trying to
You
find a reason for
resisted
you to
fine
stay.
before me.
I was just trying to help Bryn find a reason for you to stay.
Y'all be
By-
fine, I promise.
by threatening to murder Bren.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is 100% an Asma thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some things change, some things stay the same.
Yeah, Bryn just kind of shakes their head very subtly and just looks out the window.
All right.
I like to imagine that this is a convertible. I don't know if it is or not. but
I think it was. I think it was a convertible.
hell yeah, because I have this beautiful image of like Asuma and Cyrena in the back seat, just like hair flying. Cyrena has moved her scarf to be completely over her head to cover her hair. But as they're just like driving down, she's like putting her hand up into the air and singing along with Asuma. I just need to have that like
I love this.
moment.
I think there's some quieter conversation happening in the front seat, perhaps. Mostly when Bryn's not staring out the window. One thing Bryn does say as they're getting closer to the convention is just, so about that new material, Theo. Ever considered horror stories?
I mean, well, it's urban fantasy, so there's a bit of horror mixed in there.
Yeah.
You always say that.
It's that's why I like the genre. There's fantasy, there's horror, there's some romance, there's some sci-fi elements if I want it to be there. There's mystery, crime. It's whatever the hell I want it to be, all mixed in with our ilk.
Yeah, it could be a lot sexier. Is all that I'm saying.
Well, if any of these visions anyone's had have anything to do with it, you'll have plenty of interesting stuff to write about.
That is absolutely fair. And honestly, I hear you, Cyrena, but I feel like Laurel K. Hamilton would probably have my head if I tried to encroach on her territory. So I'll leave it where the expertise belongs.
Was that a spoof of Sarah J. Maas, or was that an actual author?
That's an actual author.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's the author of the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series.
Well,
The comics are really good. If you don't have time for the books, just get the graphic novels.
They're graphic novels, you say?
Yes.
Sorry, that was out of character.
So,
Are you sure?
so speaking of
it felt
Speaking of
like-
comics,
comics, as you're kind of pulling up to the convention center, you could definitely see there is a line out the door of various people, like cosplayers, like various types of nerds and all kinds of different people. It's a long line, but it does not appear to be the entrance line.
I'd want to say that they're all here for Ron Perlman, but this seems like it's something else.
It always starts with a line
Why are they all standing outside?
because they're obsessed about something.
Well, usually you stand in line to get into something, but the door is over there.
Right. Have you been a guest at anything like this before, Theo?
Some of the smaller ones, usually like there's like author tracks and whatnot. It's not usually stuff like this.
Okay, interesting.
Though if the Netflix deal goes through, then probably will.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So they're waiting in line because they're obsessed with something. You know what? We can cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's go get badges.
I was gonna say, Ian, I would love to utilize the site to see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences, and I can communicate and potentially even make deals with spirits I see, and they give me more opportunities to spot clues when I investigate a mystery.
No spirits, definitely magical influence.
Is the magical influence on the people, or like coming from a specific area, or?
It's the people, definitely coming from inside the convention center.
Okay. It's coming from inside the convention center, and it's on these people.
Yes.
And these people are not lined up to get into the convention center.
No, they're not lined up to get into the convention center.
They seem to be lined up for something else that we can't see.
Right. I would say that the implication here is that this line is so long that it's coming out of the convention center and possibly starts in the convention center.
Oh, okay.
But just starts somewhere else in the convention center.
Yeah.
Damn.
Why don't we go in and see where the source of this line is?
And we need to follow the line of people, I think.
Sure. Tell you what, y'all wanna see what you can find out while I grab badges?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Keeper, can I roll plus cool to see if I can use my fame to get us like media badges or something that's a bit more than just your standard badge?
Yeah, I like that. Do it. I like that.
I want to get us badges that allow us to go places to find what we're looking for.
Excuse me. Do you know who I am?
I got 12 total when I
okay.
go into it.
So yeah, you go up and the person looks up, like, you know, has like the con polo on, like, oh shit, it's Theo Hart.
Hiya, how you doing?
I know you were here.
Yeah, I've been working on. Well, I'll tell you first, since you saw me first. I've been working on my new book over in Brindlewood.
That's super cool. Are you like, are you doing signings in like the vendor hall or something, or?
Actually, I just wanted to attend here with some of my friends. I was actually hoping to pick up some badges.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we could probably hook you up. Sure.
Yeah,
and he'll just get some.
Yeah, you got any like the, I don't know, like the media badges left, so I can actually say hi to some of the folks in there.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't Comic-Con. We can do that. We can hook you up.
I appreciate that, friend. So there's 4 of us, and I'm actually digging through. I'm digging through my bag for a copy of my book to just sign and give to this person when they come back.
Can we get swag bags, please?
Oh, absolutely. If I'm getting media badges, then it means that there's a media room that has these bags in them. So 100%.
Yeah, you can. They'll give you that stuff. And so probably with the media, what that advantage would probably give you is you can probably get into like the vendor hall from not the usual vendor entrance.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yes.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have to.
I'm letting these 3 investigate that line to figure out what's going on, and then I'm trying to get us badges so that we can bypass that.
Right.
So, okay, yeah, so while I'm doing that, I will turn the scene over to my compatriots for their investigation.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay.
You just popped off for a second.
All right. I lost Bryn.
Do you have me back?
But okay.
No. Okay.
Ozma pops out for a second to investigate the Wi-Fi connection.
Sounds good.
That's fair. I think Bryn will turn to Cyrena and be like, have you ever been to one of these?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever been to one of these conventions?
There was once there was a big crystal expo that happened. That was at this convention center, so I did go to that, but I've never been to one of these before.
Oh, yeah. I went to one of those, like,
It's like
one of
wrong
those
nerds.
wedding shows with my cousin once up.
You went to a wedding show with your cousin?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, when you say it like that, no. My cousin was getting married.
Oh!
I went with her to the show so she could talk to vendors and look at dresses. I don't know if it's really the same kind of thing.
Do you mean to tell me neither of y'all have never been to a knife and gun show in Tennessee? How long have you lived here?
Well, part-time for a lot of my life, but
Okay, fair enough.
No, I haven't yet. I'm presuming that's a yet, given your reaction. Let's. You
There
know
will
what?
be many artifacts. Some good, some evil.
Yeah. All right.
Just saying.
I mean, we
Just
do have a
saying,
number
there's
of
something
them
out there.
in the shop already.
Well, when I say artifacts, I mean things that we could actually sell
Fair.
and things that we shouldn't sell that we should probably banish to another dimension.
Lock away somewhere. That's fair. All right.
I will say I've also gotten pretty good at removing curses. I think and dispelling things like that. I focused a lot on getting rid of the dark influences,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that I've gotten better at it.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, you're holding it together really, really well. I'm impressed.
Thank you. I'm trying really hard.
I know, I can tell. I mean, and you know, if you need some support, just wish.
Can you even do that anymore?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, but without starting an apocalypse?
Without starting an apocalypse. If I push my luck, I won't start an apocalypse.
Wink.
So who wants to ask one of these folks? No, you know what? I'll do it. And Bryn kind of goes, and not like at you guys, just steals herself. Walks up to someone who looks friendly, approachable,
Mm-hmm.
female.
You walk up to a Tifa cosplayer.
Okay.
And just hey, sorry, I'm pretty new here. What's this line? What are you all waiting in this line for?
Well, you need to get to the back of it because and it's probably sold out by now.
Yeah, no, I was asking because I'm curious, not because I'm trying to cut.
Oh, well, good, because if you tried to cut, I'd have to kill you.
Oh my god. Why don't we ask that Karlak cosplayer right over there?
No, you know what? I'm committed. Right. So that's interesting. What are you so excited about?
They are releasing the full set of Tennessee Big Splash Funko Pops.
Excellent. Well, that just sounds swell. Thank you so much. This has been a lovely conversation.
This is the line to get the vouchers.
So that you can pick them up at the Tennessee Big Splash?
No, at the con booth.
Okay. That's great.
And they better hurry, because if they don't hurry up, there's going to be a riot.
Yeah, it's pretty warm out here. Good luck with your collectibles. And Brittany's gonna turn around and just be like, shall we?
Yeah.
So we really, and Bryn will walk far enough away from this person. So we definitely think.
Cyrena's like doe-eyed looking back at Karlak.
Do you want to go ask the Karlak cosplayer?
I think she does.
What is a
Where's
Karlak?
that from? What? Yeah, where is that from? I don't know who that is, but they look nice. No,
Don't they though?
let's go.
Eyes on the prize, Serena.
Let's go. She just
Lock it up. Lock it up.
She just like looks down and is like walking behind the rest of them. She's like,
There'll be others. There will be more.
you have to tell me about what that's from.
So many of them are wearing so little clothing.
Yep.
Cyrena just looks down even further.
I'll walk up behind people, and I guess since her head is dipped down first, like a lanyard will just go over Cyrena's head with the badge, followed by Asuma and Bryn. Yeah. All right, I got us some media badges, so we can actually just like walk right in, and not have to stick in that line for whatever the hell is going on in there. Which y'all find out.
They are waiting for the Funko Pops.
Oh, fun.
Cyrena has never played Baldur's Gate.
There was
Oh,
a
no?
woman with a foam sword and she threatened me.
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what was going on.
Oh,
Well, we will go inside and figure out what's going on, and later, Cyrena can learn what Baldur's Gate is. If you like that book, by the way, I think you're going to like the game, or at least you like part of the game.
she's in the game.
She is in the game,
Do you?
potentially.
Do you wish to be in the game?
Don't do that.
Oh, yep. No, Asma, you can't do that. You know how easily, you know how gullible I am. Stop. Let's go.
Good. I'll walk us inside the convention. I'm just literally using whatever fame I have as like a snowplow through people, through the gate, etc.
Okay.
This is cool.
Yeah, they're kind of they're moving the line kind of to outside of what will be the vendor hall, just to get people to these vouchers, and it's starting to get a little tense out there. But the vendor hall itself is not open right now, probably as they're preparing for this event. But you can get in because you have media badges. So in you go.
I think once they're somewhere a little quieter, so the vendor hall, Bryn will turn to them and say, "Hey, one of you, was it Reagan? Had the vision about a bunch of people who wanted something, trying to get at it."
That would be Cyrena.
Yes, and well, in my vision, people were dressed really strangely, which is accurate from what I've seen so far.
Then we're on the right track.
But also, like the smell that I had, the smell that she had was
Pizza
like,
and
fried things. And is there like a food court or something?
Usually,
Oh yeah, there's a food court.
I have a feeling that that's probably where this would happen. Do you think the vendor stall would be nearby?
we're actually in the. I think we're in the whole like vendors like hall.
Yeah, you're in the vendor hall now. So
Okay, yeah.
I mean, there's
Although
all
there
kinds
might
of.
be-
forgive me.
There might be
Sorry about that.
some vendor halls have little food court bits as well.
Yeah, so that's exactly how it's good to describe it. Is over to the other side of the vendor hall. There is a large, there's like one of those kind of cafeteria like windows with some seating and stuff where they would serve up like pizza and hamburgers and hot dogs, and that is where that smell is coming from.
You're right,
Yep.
Cyrena.
How much do you want to bet that the voucher or the little vendor stall is towards there?
Probably. Here's the real question, just before we get into it, is the little people that you saw in your vision, were they moving or were they just kind of in the box?
They were moving.
Okay.
They were coming
well,
out of the boxes.
I don't like
we should probably
that.
deal with that before they get in here then.
Yeah.
I think that if we see these Funko Pops,
Mhm.
that we should try to destroy them as fast as possible. I don't
Or
think
get
let them be around.
yeah. destroy them or get them out of here to do so.
Don't you wish they
Finding-
were porcelain or
Right.
comp?
They seem rather durable, don't they? Let's go have a
They're
look.
plastic.
If I'm being completely honest, I wish that they didn't exist anymore.
Fair.
You do?
I'm sorry, that's such a shitty thing to say.
So
You still have to roll for it.
finding in the vendor hall, finding finding the area where these might be is not difficult.
Yeah.
This is one of like the bigger booths, like it would be like Wizards like booth or something, or when there was still a Wizard. I guess it would be Hasbro now, but like something like that. Like it's a big booth, so you can pretty much freely walk back there. There is some security, but you got media passes, so nobody really checks you. And yeah, there is like a kind of a Funko area, which is all your favorite Funkos are there, but also towards the back of there, it looks like they're kind of getting ready to set up something towards the back of there, which might be how they were going to distribute these things. And there's maybe 40 or 50 sealed boxes right now.
Do you think there's a way for us to just simply remove whatever is on these things? If there's some sort of magical energy or curse, I would
There
not
might be.
like to see what happens to
Yeah.
if they're just
I'm gonna
gone.
let the three of you sort out how to do that while I see if maybe I can give you the time to do that.
Sure.
Did you bring your pen?
I always bring my pen, and I'm gonna walk up to them. I always bring my pen. Theo has not tested it. Is not sure if it turns into the sword again yet, but we'll see.
Oh, we didn't.
I'm just gonna walk up to the people that are working the booth, and again, it's a 50-50 gamble of am I famous enough for them, and if not, I'm still going to be talking to them just to give some sort of distraction.
Okay.
In the meantime, I would like to go have a look at these Funko Pops that are being released. And I would like to use Occam's broadsword, which is when I first encounter something strange, I can ask you what sort of thing it is. You'll tell me if it is natural, unnatural, a weird phenomenon, or a person. This is not
Okay.
particularly useful to us. The useful part, well, it might be. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. It might be, may or may not be useful to us. But what's particularly useful about this ability is, after this process, I gain +1 forward dealing with it.
Okay. So first, I think Theo, give me a cool,
Sure.
because that could be interesting if that doesn't work.
I know, right? That's a +2. That's a 10.
Okay. So pretty simply, you're able to kind of distract, which can get kind of anybody, Bryn and anybody else who kind of wants to get in there. So Bryn, you get in there, and okay, so using this Occam's, you said Occam's theory?
Occam's
called-
broadsword.
Occam's broadsword.
Yes.
I just realized what that meant. So what are the questions you can ask again? I'm sorry.
You will just tell me if it or the cause is natural, an unnatural creature, a weird phenomenon, or a person.
It is not a creature. It's definitely an unnatural phenomenon.
Okay, cool. More usefully, I will now gain +1 dealing with it. So,
Okay.
but thank you. All right. So, and Bryn will say it's definitely some sort of weird phenomenon, is what I'm getting from this. But,
I
yeah. Go ahead.
I have been practicing banishing things, like I said. it's not just like spirits, it's also curses. So I could try to banish whatever is in these things.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to work, but maybe the dolls have something in them.
If we try
You know?
it and it doesn't work, then we've ticked one thing off, right? Well, I mean,
I'm just
we
ready
might
to
have
destroy
ticked
it.
something off, but I mean, we've ticked it off the list, is what I meant.
I'll be ready to destroy it.
I hope it doesn't come to that because we'll have a lot of explaining to do.
At least the vendor hall, this is Megan speaking. At least the vendor hall is like not full of people
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now. So we've got that going for us, but yeah. So for
Not
this
yet.
I would
Not yet.
um
Well,
But
I
you
mean,
get the feeling it's going to be pretty soon.
okay.
As
Should
I
I go-
raise my eyebrows.
we'll at least give them a big show.
Should I go ahead and roll for my
Yes, please.
Thank you.
While Serena's doing that, how's my distraction going?
He's pretty distracted by a celebrity just coming back here.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the manager here is lamenting you on that they have not made a Theo Hart Funko Pop yet for you. That he's always wanted to make one of these, but I don't know why they haven't made these yet. They made one for one of your characters, but like it just seems stupid at this point that they haven't made. And it's all coming out like this too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
and
ridiculous.
I'm just encouraging it mostly to
I
distract
just
from
smile
the
and
doing their
nod.
thing.
Yeah, if you
Partially
need to.
because I agree, and just letting it go.
Absolutely, I deserve a Funko Pop.
I do. Stephen King gets one. I deserve.
I
one.
deserve the alternates too. I mean, like the black and white alternate and the
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My
What
company
ones?
actually got all of the directors' Funko Pops like personalized to look like themselves.
Amazing.
Horrifying.
Anyway, yeah.
So
yeah. What did you roll?
I rolled a 12.
A
I was
12.
just waiting.
So, how do you actually do this? So, like I said, they are in like boxes. So they like, and when I say in boxes, I mean they are like in boxes inside of like taped up boxes. So I'm just asking you, what is your like? Do you do a dance or do you? I don't know. Kinda
Why
like
don't we
in
steal
character-
one?
What character? What do you do?
Cyrena will specifically
Like, I'm not suggesting that a cardboard box is stopping you from doing this.
Oh,
I just
no,
wanna
no.
know what you do.
no, Cyrena just like she has a oh, what is it? I think it's like Celestinite or something like that. There's like a very angelic sounding like crystal that she's just kind of like,
selenite.
well, it's not selenite. There's one that's like similar, but it's supposed to be able to like connect you with your ancestors more. Is kind of like the vibe of. Oh yeah, Celestite. There we go. Okay, Celestite. But she like has this sort of like heart-shaped crystal that she holds, and she sort of like closes her eyes, and I assume that like this person is very distracted by Theo, and
Yeah,
so
you don't have to worry
Irina
about.
is just like not even worrying about people looking at her, and she's just kind of like swaying and like moving her hand over like the boxes that are at least in this area, and just kind of like murmuring to herself, and there's this weird like creeping smell of incense that just comes out of nowhere. Shut up,
Okay.
Zach. But so she just sort of is in like this trance-like state, just swaying. And there's this like faint glow coming from like the stone that she holds and from like a place in her forehead, kind of similar to where that eye was before, but instead it's been replaced by this light.
Okay. So here's what happens. You're doing that, and then one of the cardboard boxes kind of like shudders. And there's like a hiss and sort of a green mist comes out of the creases in the cardboard box and then fairly rapidly dissipates. And you feel as if you maybe have definitely removed the curses from like 3 of them. The problem is that there are probably about 6,994 more.
All right. So this is a curse. How did it go? Bryn kind of, I mean, maybe gets vibes, but doesn't really do exactly the same thing as Cyrena, so would not know exactly what happened.
So do you want to investigate? So you're kind of like,
Oh, Bryn's just asking Cyrena how it went.
okay.
Yeah, Cyrena will just say, I definitely felt things dissipate, and everybody saw the like green stuff, or was that just me?
Oh yeah, good question. Who saw the green stuff, Ian?
Oh,
Only you.
only me. Okay. Yeah.
Or only you all. Pretty much the other folks are distracted.
Oh, okay. I meant like in our group, but sick. Okay, cool. So yeah, Serena's like the ones that had the green smoke come out. It seems like those ones are good now, but it's going to take a lot of effort to get all of these gone. So I think it might need something more.
Maybe if the 3 of
lot
us
more.
work together?
Could I just try maybe one batch to see if I can make them just not exist? You did wish it. Just one batch. Because if something goes wrong, I have not tested pressing my luck, and I'm still just better safe than sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think it's safe to try? Cyrena, ultimately, that would have been your wish, so whatever you think.
Asuma, have you granted any other wishes until now?
Oh yes. Oh, have I?
Oh, no. But I mean, since this change has happened within you,
Oh,
since something has changed within you, since something is not the same.
Stevie.
I know you're sick of playing by the rules of somebody else's game.
No. I've granted many wishes. Fran, I mean, I know you anyway. Yes, I've granted a lot of wishes. It's okay. It's not the wish thing.
I specifically mean like since this change has happened, since you're no longer the harbinger of the apocalypse. Because I just don't want to be the first one to make a wish since that has happened, and then I just explode.
Stevie, I just said yes. I was also like trying to like give you like some tawdry thought, but I guess that just didn't work. You should really read fanfic.
Bryn gave me a recommendation.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. Yes, I have. I'm not worried about granting wishes.
Okay.
I'm happy to grant the wish.
Well, yeah, try to or I wish that you would attempt to get rid of some of these.
As you're, I
Anymore.
will say, as you're kind of having this conversation, there's a person that's kind of coming over and just, I don't know, like Steve the intern kind of guy, like is like, oh, excuse me, folks, I just got to get these boxes open up.
Oh. Can I look at it?
I mean, I guess we got to sell most of these though.
Okay. Hey, how do I get one made with me?
Are you like in a movie or a comic book or something, or like famous or?
In certain realms.
All right. Well, I
Can you
I
go
gotta get-
ask?
no. There's like gonna be like 3,000 people coming in here pretty soon, and we got to get these opened up and set up. So
Okay, well, all right. I want to do this like while he's talking to me. So I'm gonna roll weird. And what I would like to do is kind of use my sword to not make them exist anymore. So I have this one move where I can kick some ass using weird. So I'm kind of doing that with my sword, which does give me a 3 harm. But I'm really trying to do more magic than like kill somebody. So I don't know. Well, yeah.
well, you're just so I caught that right. You're not using the sword on him. You're using it on the items.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to like catch his attention while I'm like
Okay.
doing this. Like if he's picking up the box, I'm just gonna open
He's not.
carry.
Yeah,
you know.
he's not picking up the box. He's just essentially he's got like he's getting out like a box cutter, so he's gonna just cut the tape on the boxes and probably just start setting them up. So
Okay.
yeah, you're free to just whip out a sword and start swinging. Yeah.
Great. I got 5. So
Someone's getting kicked out of the con.
Yeah. Well. So what does that look like? You whip out a sword, and
It's peace bound.
Sure, it's peacebound, but I'm whipping out a sword with the intention of making something turn to not anything existing, not existing at all.
well,
Murder.
since you rolled low, you kind of just whip it out and nothing really happens, and he just kind of looks up at you like, well, that's pretty cool, but like I appreciate it. Like, I don't know if you're gonna enter like the costume contest later or something or what, but like I really got to get these boxes open.
Okay, let me let me just press my luck and see what happens. So my new marking luck, when I spend a point of luck, my monster side gains power. My curse may become stronger, or another. Hold on, sorry. Another breed disadvantage may manifest. I don't think I have a breed disadvantage.
And other people can do things too.
I'm
Just,
thinking while Asuma
I know
is-
Thea's holding off, so
I'm thinking while Asuma is fully distracting this man with this massive sword. I think Bryn's gonna grab Cyrena's hand and be like, let's try something together. Maybe we can get a chunk of these decursed.
Wait, before you do, I am going to spend a point of luck to change that to a 12.
Ooh.
Yes. But
Okay.
yes. But when I do that, my monster side gains power. My curse may become stronger. My curse is wrath. Yeah. So I just wanted to. Oh,
Okay, so just very quickly, like, how does this manifest when you do it? You
Oh.
pull out a sword and it.
I
Like,
pull out a
what happens?
sword and I I raise it really quickly and smash it down the box with the intention of making it not exist anymore. Magically.
Yeah, so that's precisely what happens. So he's about to cut this box open with a box cutter, and down this sword comes. And I'll say, like, there were two boxes stacked on top of each other, and your sword just goes right through two of them. And now he's standing with standing with a box cutter and standing there with two piles of non-existence in front of him. Kind of looking down, like, I am.
Are you on Molly?
I'm in a lot of trouble, I think. And that is kind of when you.
Fix his memory so that come on.
And that's kind of when you hear the noise from outside the convention hall of people starting to.
Can you guys hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, good. Oh, thank God. Oh my gosh.
So really quick before, if you don't mind, Keeper, because I think Serena wanted to say something before.
I did want to do something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was wanting
No.
so badly to do something to help Asuma.
There were microphone issues. That was
Oh, okay.
I kept trying to say the thing, and then nobody was responding, and was like, "Oh shit, can they not hear me?" If you'll allow me, I was going to try, because of the fact that Asuma and I had that conversation where Asuma was like, "Do you want me to try to do this?" I was going to jinx Asuma to give her some benefits, because I can roll to jinx the target, and then I roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, I get 2. On a 7 or 9, I get, or 7 through 9, I get 1. And one of the things I can do is like help by giving somebody a forward. So I was going to try to do that before Asuma rolled. But nobody could hear me. If that's okay, that would be sick. If not, I also understand.
You're muted. Unmute, Keeper.
Oh, unmute myself. There we go. You can do that. I'm just trying to think. I think initially Asuma rolled like a 5.
Yes. So if you give me
forward,
very forward,
it's not going to really do anything.
Oh, okay.
But they can keep the 1 forward for something else. So if you want to do that, and
yeah,
no.
I'll roll my dice and see what I get. Nice. 13. So yeah, I get 2. I hold 2, and so I will go ahead and give Asuma. I'll give her 2 forward then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. That could come in handy.
Yep.
Let
And
me.
that's about when people are coming in, you said?
Yeah, I'm saying at this point, like you start to hear what sounds like people kind of yelling and smashing through the convention hall doors. And they are literally like knocking things over and probably coming at a rush towards back here.
I'm going to look over at these 3 really quick, like over the guy's shoulder, give a look like we good?
I don't know if I want to do that again, but I know it works.
Shit. All right. I'll buy some more time, figure some shit out. I hope I don't get banned from this con for this. And I'm gonna walk forward to try to like meet the charging horde.
Okay.
And I want to use my chosen move, the big entrance.
Okay.
So when I make a showy entrance into a dangerous situation, I'm going to roll plus cool. And the way I'm reading this, I just have to not roll a set between a 7 and a 9. If I succeed or if I fail, I think it'll benefit us. Perfect. That's a 6. And so on a miss, I am marked as the biggest threat by all enemies present, which is going to focus them on me for a moment instead of going back there. So dangerous for me, but it means that they're not going to have to go back there just yet.
So yeah.
Just to, if I can set it for a sec, I'm going to walk up to like stop everybody for a moment. Just like, I'm going to go, folks, come on. Hey, y'all remember Beanie Babies? Like how everybody's like freaking out over all that stuff and how like they were going to be worth millions and how that turned out. This is just the same thing. Y'all don't got to be so violent with each other over this. They're still going to be there, and it's not getting through.
Yeah, and then you hear a lot. He's trying to take Dino Rex, and they're coming at you. Like 1,000 people are coming at you. So we'll give that there for a minute.
Yeah.
I will say, Bryn, you notice that the boxes are starting to shake.
I think you're muted.
There we go. I would like to roll weird to maybe just try and real life version of hold person, you know? Hold object, hold, just keep them still. Bryn's gonna look at the two of them and be like, okay, that's not good, kind of points it out. We need to try and combine our power and figure out a solution to this now. Or two of us need to, and one of us needs to back him up, because I don't know that his gambit worked. Great. And just kind of looks to him, and then looks to these two, and then looks over to the Funkos and just tries to focus really hard on. So I think it is specifically my telekinesis is plus weird, and I get to choose if I depending on how well I succeed, I get to choose how I do it and what I do. So obviously I'm gonna try to keep it under my control if I can achieve this. So let's see. I have too much stuff on my desk.
Irina, you're muted. Oh. Oh, Cyrena was saying something.
How about now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh. This is insane. Sorry. I was gonna say, can I use Jinx like guidance? Like, can I just ask it? Because like it's effectively a +1 that I can give.
I've got a +1 forward right now. So I think you might be better served in trying to. So Bryn's gonna try and hold this in place for you. And then maybe the two of you can combine powers to try and remove the curse. Do you think that
Do some big magic with it.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
I rolled with my +1 forward. I rolled 11. On a 10 or more, I can choose 2 options and mark 1 harm to it. I would like to opt not to mark harm to the Funko Pops. But if there's a way I can help harm the curse, that'd be great. So the 2 things is that I want to hold it fast and keep it under my control.
Okay, so what?
Keep these things from popping. Keep them in the box.
Yeah, the boxes kind of are starting to split apart, but then you kind of do one of these, and they're all kind of like contained in like this mass of like boxes right now.
And they just look at the two of you, Asuma and Cyrena, and they're like, I do not know how long I can hold this. So, I trust you both.
Okay.
Cyrena already
Can
knows
we-
how to remove the curse. You just need to figure out how to do it in a bigger way.
Asuma,
Mm-hmm.
I wish that until we're done dealing with this, that I had. Oh.
Say it again.
I wish that I had your amount of magic. I wish I was as powerful as you. Until this is done.
That's a tricky one, but all right. Okay.
I want a boost.
Okay. I can give you a magical boost. How's that? That will give you a certain amount of time that your powers are as powerful or tapped as deeply into your core as mine are. All right. Here we go. That's a 10.
Nice. Oh wait, and you get a +1 forward if you want to use that.
I think I'm going to hold on to it.
That's fine.
Now, do I get to
11.
hold on?
It's a success, so.
You can hold on to it. And 11's not going to really get you anything anyway. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
whatever you're going to do, I recommend doing it big and doing it soon because
Yep.
a crowd is about to kill Theo.
That is my plan. I like once
I mean, he'll probably
There's-
be fine. Yes, but
I have this. Can you see or can you hear me?
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry. I'm just gonna say that into the void at night now. Logan will hate it. So I am going to, with this like burst of energy, that Asuma has given me, just like the way that I was holding that crystal before, it just like swells with this light. And then Cyrena sort of gives this like big burst of light versus the initial sort of like lightness that she was using to waft around the 3 that she broke. And so she's trying to like utilize that extra like deep well of power that Asuma helped her with to try to extend and like big magic try to dispel this.
All right. I can help Theo too.
You could help me, but I said this in our private chat, but I think big magic is like gonna be your best bet, and you 3 are the magical people right now.
Mhm.
Like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
'Cause
not to meta from afar, but you could come help me fight people, and we can harm harm guests of the convention, or you 3 could potentially solve this before they even get to lay a hand on me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that's kind of what I was going for, was like trying to utilize
Yeah.
like siphoning Asuma a little bit so that I could use big magic but instantaneously instead of like taking a long time.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
a couple of things apply here. Bryn's got this +1 forward from Occam's broadsword that applies here.
Mm-hmm.
I think something else applies here too, but
Asuma has another +1 forward
Yeah.
from the
Oh, yeah.
earlier thing.
I have 2.
Asuma gets a +1. And then I get a +1 forward to preventing this thing from happening. So I
okay,
think I have
that's about as many as you can get. So
and then I also
I think
get
that is actually the legal limit in this game of what you can get.
Is it really? Because so I've got +3, and then also because I'm banishing, I get a oh, it's not a forward, it's just a +1 to use magic. So I technically have a +4 to this roll.
Right. But we can
'Cause
we
it's
can
not
just
a
take we
forward.
could take that into account for you being able to even do what you're doing.
Now
Yeah.
I have a +2.
Oh my God.
But I only want to use. Well, I was gonna say I only want to use 1.
So if I'm adding those 4, it's 19 total. I
Well, you
will
would only
keep
add 3,
this-
but like 19 is not really better than.
Well,
I was just
yeah.
saying, like you took that 4 and it just because it's +1 to magic. I'm just saying that additional 1 is just like you could do this at all.
Yeah, That's fair. Yeah, because I rolled 2 6s. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
All right. So
It's fated to be.
this is teamwork makes the dream work
It's
in this case. So yeah, basically by a combination of Asima boosting you, Bryn concentrating all of the evil Funkos into one area, and then you just like letting go of like your inner light and blasting these things, you just see this explosion of like green come out of this, and then the boxes drop to the floor.
Where's the green? Did it disappear?
It's almost like a mist that dissipates very quickly, though.
Okay.
Like it was never very powerful to begin with or something. And then, pretty quickly, those people that were running at Theo just kind of stop.
Yeah, Theo at that point was eyeballing like the booths to the side and trying to figure out which one is big enough for him to tip over onto people. When all of a sudden everybody just stops running, and he just looks at everybody and goes, "Yeah."
I think we did it.
Cyrena weakly just gives a. And she just like collapses to the floor.
Do you
And
need
then-
a fainting couch?
And then at that point, there's the manager guy that was with Theo for a minute, like kind of looks out there at the crowd, and he looks like back at the Funkos, and he just kind of looks and he says like, man, people really go crazy for these things, don't they?
Yeah. Bryn's just like, yeah. And is just gonna kind of like motion to these two to like follow, and is like, I think we did it. I think we can leave. And is gonna kind of go walk up to Theo. Shall we get out of this part of the convention at least?
Absolutely. Enjoy the con, everybody, and I'll just like hands on all three of these folks' shoulders as I just walk on out.
I think Siren is being potentially supported by, I don't know, I don't want to put actions into people, but Asima, maybe?
Oh, yeah, I just throw out my carpet and just like have it. Just,
Optima
Very-
offered,
Yeah.
Optima
Fun.
All the
offered
place to
her
do
a fainting couch. So
I
in my
did.
because I did this and then I put a thumbs up, and so in my mind, a fainting couch just like appeared beneath Cyrena and is just like moving along with them.
yes.
Of all the places where it would make sense, it's a convention.
It totally works.
Exactly, because everybody's like, "Wow, did you put it on wheels? Like I can't even see how it's moving
Excellent
like
prop.
that."
What show is she from?
That's such a good prop. Like I've never seen this show before. What is this? Yeah, Cyrena's just laying on the couch, being like rolled along the con. She cracks an eye open and realizes they're moving, and she's like, and like sits up.
I think Bryn is gonna kind of look at first Asima and Cyrena and be like, wow. That was big.
Wow. Yeah. It's like wonder triplet power, Saidina.
We make a pretty good team,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. I was gonna say you two did, but I definitely helped.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're fantastic, Bryn, and Asima. Your power feels very good, and strong. So that's
Yeah.
make a good team. I can only imagine what it would feel like if Pearl was also.
Well, I think the
Proud
three of
people.
us proved that we have done better than our ancestors ever have. So
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Most
You can
much.
see that again.
It's like night and day.
I don't know if the wrap up is planning to happen soon, but if it is, I will
It is.
just say, or Cyrena, excuse me, will just say, so when we get back to the shop, are you going to show me Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes, I am. And if you want to be in it and really experience it, you know how to ask, don't you?
And as those two are, I guess, talking about Baldur's Gate,
Irena's blushing.
amazing that we've somehow brought this to Baldur's Gate. I love you guys so much.
Of course we have.
You know, we are at
We're all
a fan
great,
convention.
okay?
We could probably find something.
But yeah, as they're doing that, I think Bryn will kind of shuffle out of that conversation. This is not the type of nerd that she is yet. She'll shuffle out of that conversation up to Theo, and she's still really tiring, the magic stuff.
I think you'll get used to it. Y'all did just fine back there.
Yeah. It does remind me, though. I mean, Cyrena took time off to go on a retreat. Asuma and Francine have been spending time together. Pearl went on a retreat. I spent the whole time in bed. Do you want to go somewhere before you leave? I mean, just like a day trip.
A date trip?
Didn't ask you.
You want to spend the whole time in bed together?
I didn't ask either of you. You're talking about Baldur's Gate?
Yep,
Relax.
you're all talking about Baldur's Gate.
Go talk about-
Anyway, you can spend the entire day in bed with Karlach in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you just hear that over the...
Yep,
I
from
like,
another room.
I like that. That feels like a good like subconscious inclusion to the conversation. That's
And
good.
Bryn
I mean,
faintly hear the giggles of Cyrena as you hear the, "Hey, soldier," and she's like,
yeah, you know, I'm finished with the book. I only got a bit more packing to do, stuff for the tour. I think that'd be nice.
I mean, you mostly just sat and worked on the book, too. I think you deserve a
Yeah.
day off.
Finally.
Well, I'll tell you what. You pick the place and you tell me where we're going, and we'll get there.
Great. I'll do that.
Excellent.
Okay. I think it's a good place to end. I think Reagan probably survived.
Probably.
Probably okay.
Oh, that's good. We'll check in.
Reagan got
Yeah.
sacrificed by the dolls. In the,
Yeah. We warded the scary dolls inside, so she's a goner. So anyway, yeah, I think that we'll figure out the XP, but I think it's like 2 for everybody on that one
except for me, because I get 3.
because you get 3.
Oh, I get
I marched to experience already from my failures in this game, which means I level up and I'll roll those
Yeah.
2 over into the next bit.
Gotcha.
Do I get my remaining XP from before I change character sheets? Or do I just, it's totally clean slate?
I'll think about that. I have to remember how that works, but I think it would just roll over.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I don't see why. Like it's not like a broken XP game, so I think it would
Okay.
just roll over.
Cool.
But
then I've
anyway,
leveled up.
For those of you still with us, thank you. For those of you who were with us, thank you. Thank you, casts. Thank you so much, CJ, for running the turntables.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you have turntables. I don't know why I said turntables.
And thank you so much, Ian, our GM, for being phenomenal as always.
Mhm.
I do okay. I do my best.
No, phenomenal as
Pretty
always.
damn okay.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
Exceptionally okay. Well, that still
Monster of the
sounds
Week
good.
is a game where I mostly be quiet, but you know. So anyway, yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks with I think mostly different people.
Yeah.
But
I think. Yeah, I don't remember. Never mind. Take it back. But
What?
I don't remember who's here. I know that Zach and I are out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Ty's out.
Next Friday.
Yeah. That
I
might be
am.
it.
Oh,
no, not next Friday. Two
The
weeks.
Friday
weeks.
after. So
August
you'll get
2nd.
a different.
Cyrena will not be here August 2nd.
There we go. So you're gonna have
Cyrena will be on a
Asuma.
plane to Michigan.
You're
This might be the Asuma and Fran episode.
It may be the Asuma and Fran episode, or it may be Asuma and Fran and a special extra person.
That's true.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, we get to, hold down the fort.
Yeah.
What do we do
Guys,
when we
it
get?
is this
Make
is
sure Reagan's
rated,
still alive.
like R at best.
Oh no, I meant what do we do
Hermione-
to the when everybody's out
To
of
the
the
fort.
shop? Oh, I guess
Yes.
that doesn't really.
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Oh, goodbye.
No, I'm still here.
Yeah, you're still here. I just heard.
Okay.
Dunk.
Oh,
But
that was
yeah,
my
I
mic.
think-
Maybe you guys can teach Reagan a few things.
No, she's 17.
No, we're not going to
That's
teach
not
her
what I meant.
anything.
That was a
No.
terrible time to follow up with teach Reagan a few things. Good God.
No,
I think-
no.
I think it's time to say goodnight.
Thank fucking God.
I think so. Good night, friends.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
We love you all.
CJ, you can go ahead and take us out.